So good morning. Good morning Arisena. Good morning Benjamin from Germany. Good morning everyone. So we have here Kevin. Good morning. As usual, Kevin is here practicing the Dhamma. And practicing this Dhamma every day, coming to help the temple and training to be a monk. He's determined and not change his mind yet. And he enjoys chanting. So he's on the way. On the road. So as you may have seen, we have a limited number and we can count in our fingers, and a few can make this effort to come and do the morning and evening chanting. Some of them are not working, but then they are Buddhist, they are following Buddhism, and they strongly confess themselves as a Buddhist.
So why do they not come?
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying. They do have basic knowledge, or some even have a higher knowledge about the Buddhist philosophy. But very I don't know how to put it into the context. Despite of having a faith, despite of understanding the teachings of the Dhamma, and yet they cannot commit themselves to the practices. Like coming, let's say, even coming for the one-off, like evening chanting, if they cannot wake up early morning, even just for evening chanting, they don't attend. Now let's say they don't want to come or they can't come, even like let's say joining online, they don't. So that's the the faith that is there to have a security and identity. As I've mentioned earlier yesterday, that taking a refuge, taken it simply to identify who am I, and have a faith in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, but haven't got the true faith yet, and haven't understood the law of karma, that one has to pursue, put an effort to do it. Only then they can walk on the path to the fruition, to Nibbana. So it's not just like a thinking and then I am a Buddhist, so I am studying in my own time, and then I hope that I will be enlightened, but without putting an effort. No. So you are, in a way, fresher, but you have the dedication and determination to pursue on this path, study and practice. And as you may have seen the benefit of the practice. Life becomes much happier, our mind becomes much calmer, and we can see things more sharper. And that's simply because the regular practice. And this regular practice gradually shapes the mind in a right path. and see that the very moment when we have a wrong thought or a negative thinking about something, the result is instantly there. And then when, in the same time, when we do a good things, instantly there is a good results. And that whenever there is this understanding, we recognize that our action do matter. Our actions do matter for our own welfare and then for the welfare of others. And further on, it also suggests, or it also gives us understanding that we are not alone. We are interdependent. One another, we are interdependent to one another. And with this interdependent, we cannot be selfish. Well, we have to look after others too. So that's why when you become a monk, one of the tasks is to serve the community, which is not easy, because every one of our members have got their own theory, their own practice, their own understanding, their own needs, their own way of doing things. And then sometimes, or most of the time, they don't go alone. They don't go alone. Even coming to the same ceremony, they don't, how to put it, they're not binding by themselves. They come, but if something happens or something annoys, they disappear. And not only disappearing, sometimes they will come to complain on you. So in those circumstances, got to be very mindful that in the midst of that, you are there to serve, and you're serving. And seeing and then understanding the interdependent. As a monk, you are dependent on them and a community, and then a community is also dependent on a monk in terms of the spiritual practice, which is not necessary, right? Which is not obligation. And yet they feel that monks are a source of great merit. So they come with a hope to gain merit, more on a merit and then more on the training or learning. And yet we all, as a monk, we always there to support them. Doesn't matter which way they are coming to. The problem may comes within ourselves is the moment when we are feeling that we know, we have. Then when the members complain or members say that I'm not coming, in those cases, it's okay because I have everything. I am a monk. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? That's how the conflict also come as well. So in those midst, we have to be very careful of our own mind. Always careful what we say, what we do, and even thinking. Sometimes thinking can be very terrible. And those moments when you're thinking of this person, why he's doing that, she's doing that, why doing that. And then you're hearing from this person, that person, and in those cases, you got to be very mindful. Okay. And there is a kindness and a compassion to serve them. And this kindness and compassionately serving them without expecting anything return from them. They will be there. They may not be coming back again. One day or a couple of weeks or years, they must be very close to you. They must be very supportive to you, helping everything. Next day, they can disappear like ghost. Very next day, and then even when they disappear, all what you can do is, may you be happy. Not disturbing our mind, not letting those incidents to disturb our mind. So we have the mind to work on that, and working in it. So seeing the dependency in one another, and in the meantime, we ourselves, our happiness and unhappiness or well-being is also dependent on what we do. So that's why we got to be very mindful of what we are doing, and then the precepts. That's why is the set up of boundaries keeps us safe. And we have to follow on that, and then further on, we also see the mind is dependent on so many other factors. And the reason we are getting troubles, or reason we are not satisfied and unhappiness, simply because of not knowing that things, and we try to form it. We want to have it. We don't want to have it. We want to associate with. We don't want to associate with. I want to be like this, but it's not happening. So I want to be like that. That goes on. When this desire, if we are not mindful enough, it will dig deeper in your heart. And a consciousness constantly thinking, and it's become a part of you. And it's become I am this. This is me. When this becomes I am me, this is me, then our habits of doing things are governed by these thoughts, bugged by these, and then this will taken over. And then whatever we are doing, whatever we are engaged with, these are actually manipulated by those thoughts. And as a result, rather than we are walking onto the path to freedom and liberation, we are walking onto the miseries and unhappiness and causing conflicts.
It's like you were saying yesterday about people wanting merit. Is that not a form of greed?
That's the greed, yes. Yeah, that's the greed. The problem there is between greed, merit. So there's two things: wholesome and then unwholesome. Yeah. So merit is a wholesome. Right? Merit is a wholesome.
Yeah,
And
but wanting merit is greed.
Wanting merit is also, in a way, greed, as well as it's also a positive thing. So the positive thing, as you are wanting to generate more merits again and again, your mind is towards the positive thing. All right? So working on the path to the positivity all the time. And then now, after you're doing that, when you meditate, then suddenly you realize that even this merit is not a permanent. It's a greed, but not, in a sense, it's not a permanent. Then you will be able to distance yourself. So that's why the realization is the moment you see nothing is good or bad. It's just neutralized. So it's a training of our mind towards the neutrality. And if we are having the towards the negative wanting, then it won't neutralize the mind. It will make more worse. Whereas the merit, wanting a merit, it brings joy. It brings happiness. When we are happy and joy, we will commit something nicer. The kindness and compassion is born from there.
Yeah, but can it not bring dukkha as well?
certainly
If
dukkha.
you want more and more merit and you
Certainly it
don't
brings
get it,
dukkha. Yeah, certainly it brings dukkha, but the dukkha will come in a form of less suffering. So you will experience more joy and happiness from it. And this joy and happiness is the foundation for the calmness of the mind, thinking good things about the other things for themselves and then to the others. And then doing that, as the mind becomes a calm, then wisdom arises from there. Yeah? So that's why the making a merit, although is a form of a greed, but that form of a greed leading towards the joy and happiness and then towards the liberation, whereas the demerit is something that the moment when we think we feel unhappy, down, and when a person is down or feeling unhappy, that person cannot share loving kindness and compassion. The person cannot see the reality. So that's why it's always encouraged to do the wholesome deeds. And eventually, but even a wholesome deed, you have to let go. Only then you arrive. So, like that. And these wholesome deeds again, and these are the action that helps us to be in a good state in this life and also life after, so that we can cultivate the wisdom to find the path that leads to the fruition, to live Nibbana. So that's why I always encourage to perform the good things so that we able to reborn in the good realms, and then after reborning in a good realms for many, many times, then eventually tired of it. So you see the tired now, it's just boring again, this again and again and again. I don't want to be reborn again. And then that's how you find the real path, and following that path leads to the liberation. So that's why as a practitioner, we got to develop this faith and confidence and dedicate ourselves to practice in the triple gem and understanding the karma that we are doing, the effort that we are applying, and then understanding the interdependent, and then action gives further reactions, and that reactions here and hereafter. So when we have that understanding, then our faith will be firmly established. We have no change in it, and then we pay respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha with a great faith that this is the great refuge that is leading me towards the real happiness, and this happiness here and hereafter, and this hereafter not only in the cycle of the birth and the death, but the cause to liberate myself. And in the meantime, when we pay respect to the Buddha, we are not paying respect in a form that he will bestow the blessings on us in a way that whatever I ask, he will give me. Or I want to be liberated, and paying respect to him, he will send me to the liberation. Not like that. Not like in a theistic religion that after I pay respect to the God, and he will give me these blessings and I will be liberated. No, not like that. So we pay respect to the Buddha simply say in a mindset, with the mindset that he worked hard to be enlightened, and he enlightened and understood the Four Noble Truths. So me too, if I worked hard, I will be able to understand the Noble Eightfold Path. Saying that, then we pay respect to him, that how wonderful that he shared this knowledge without expecting from us anything. And that is the reason we pay respect to him very highly. And it is not like an idol worship, but it's a worship with the appreciation and a gratitude that he share this knowledge. No? So that is the story behind we doing. Okay, now this is time. This is time for the practice. So sitting in a comfortable position, relax yourself. Offering ourselves to the Buddha, our teachers, for the guide and protection. And spend some time observing the breath in your body and relax. As we are aware that there are two different types of meditations. One is to calm and one is to develop the understanding. So repeatedly paying attention to the breath at a specific point, like in your belly or in your nose, brings the calmness of the mind. Which has a benefit as well as can stop progress due to our lack of understanding. So when our mind settled, calm at that time, rather than holding on to the calmness, flipping our perception and try to notice the changes that is taking place. The breath that is changing, the feeling that we are observing changing, and with that changing, we see that each breath is impermanent. Each feeling is impermanent. So thinking about it also impermanent.